So in this video, I'll show you how to use the web client in our 4G development board, using which you can make the HTTP based GET or POST request. Now previously we already did it with the help of the HTTP client library, but this method doesn't involve any such external library, and many of the people are used to this web client rather than the HTTP client library, so it becomes necessary to cover this example code as well. So let's get started. So now before moving ahead with the code part, make sure the 4G module is connected properly with the microcontroller board of your choice. The SIM card is inserted in correct position. The voltage level switch is at the right position. All the antennas are connected to the respective slot. And the module is powered up properly with a 9 volt to 12 volt 2 ampere power supply. Now the 4G board used in this video is available for sale on our website, whose purchase link is down in the description of this video. And now let's move ahead with the code part. So here's the code for the web client library, and as I said, it doesn't require any other external library other than just tinygsm1, which you can get by going to the library manager and search here for tinygsm and just install this library. In my case, I have 0.11.7 version of library already installed. After that, this single code is compatible with all the 4 boards like ESP8266, ESP32, Arduino Mega and Arduino Uno. In my case, I'm using the Arduino Uno board for showing the demo. Now here in this code, you need to make a couple of changes to make it work on your end. For example, you need to provide the APN name, and how you can get your APN name for your network provider? Well, you can go to the Google and search for the APN name of your network provider. For example, I'm using my VI SIM card, so I just type VI 4G APN name and I got that APN name is www. I'll copy that and paste it here. After that, here you need to provide the server name and the address at which you want to make the request. Now this example code I took from the tinygsm examples only, so this is the default server and the address through which we'll be getting the tinygsm text file in response. You can change it as per your need. After that, let us go to the loop part. So here we can see that first of all we are making the connection at the server using a particular port, which in our case is port 80, as we are doing the HTTP request. After successfully connecting to the server, we are making the GET request at the resource, or we can say the particular address of our server. So after successfully making the request, we'll be getting the response from the client side, which we are printing on the serial monitor with the help of this many lines of code. After printing, we are just disconnecting the client, and we are also disconnecting from the GPRS. And here there are a couple of more lines of code which will help you to power off the 4G module. So in case if you want to turn off the module or switch off the module after the request, you can just uncomment this line of code and it will shut it down. So that was the web client example code. Let's just test it out and see the response. So here I'll select the right COM port and board and hit the upload button. Okay, so code is successfully uploaded. I'll open the serial monitor, and here make sure that the baud rate is set to 9600, and here it is selected as both NL and CR. So here we started getting the response as techiesms 4G development board powering up, and we need to wait for a couple of seconds to boot up the device. And here as you can see that we got all the same like header name and their value along with the tinygsm text file as well. This was the same example code that we used in the HTTP client. The only difference was here we neglected that library and used the web client rather than HTTP client. So that was the web client example code, and using this you can make the HTTP GET and POST request. That will be really helpful when you are making your IoT project and when you need to make the HTTP request to some APIs to a third-party cloud platform. And you can find the code used in this video down in the description of this video, and we do have several more other codes and their respective videos whose link you can definitely find in the description. So keep watching that video, keep learning new things, and keep making with the help of the 4G development board.